Easton and Tobias both score as Minnesota takes a 7-2 lead over Wisconsin, and that will do it for the end of the day for Jacobson. Badgers go back to the bullpen again. This is going to be Jordon Felci in the circle, a 2-1 record on the season. And she's got some work to do because these Gopher bats are hot.
She does. She throws in the mid-60s. Lefty, so they're going to give the Gophers a different look. She throws curve, drop, and change, and works very low in the zone, which is going to be good for this Gopher team.
We just saw the 2 RBI single for Sydney Schwartz. This is Jessa Snippis. Minnesota batted around their lineup in the last inning, scoring 5. Scored 2 so far here in the 4th. Catching the top part of the zone, 1-1. Felci, the left-handed freshman from Staten Island, coming to the Midwest to play some Big Ten softball. That one right over to second for round number 2.
Coach Healy's really excited for Jordon Felci and for what she's bringing to the program. She just likes that she's a lefty. It's always nice to have a hard-throwing lefty in the circle to mix things up, and it's kind of what they need right now. So she's got this curve that'll ride down and in on right-handed hitters. Could be very effective for her.
Breezy Burnett had a walk and a grand slam. Pretty good afternoon, the junior. Felci gets the swing and the miss. Yeah, you could tell talking with Coach Healy how excited she was for a pitcher like Felci, a freshman who she wants to get in the circle, get her more opportunities. She threw a lot in their Iowa series. We're really excited for the future she has in Madison. It's another swing and a miss ahead of the count, 1-2. Off the end of the bat, they'll get the force out at second. So Felci comes in and gets 2 outs, but not before the Gophers put 2 more on the board. Well, look at this good boy in the stands for Game 3 between Minnesota and Wisconsin. Enjoying some great Big Ten softball as we get a new pitcher in the circle for Minnesota, familiar face in Sydney Schwartz. We've seen her at the plate. She just had a 2 RBI single in the bottom half of the inning. She's been playing first base, but now she gets the opportunity in the circle.
Sydney Schwartz, right-handed pitcher, throws in the low 60s, 63 to 64, relies a lot on a drop, and she has 2 changeups. So you gotta look out for that. 2 different speeds.
Hoping to keep these Badgers off balance. Gets a first pitch strike to Bojan.
See, that's important for her today to just, when she gets deep in a count, to trust her pitches.
And she has been the ace for Minnesota this season with 123 innings pitched. The Badgers have seen her already in the first 2 games. She's pitched a little over 5 innings so far. The 5-6-7 due up for Wisconsin was not trailed a lot during this series. Over to third, Easton with the backhand. Over to first, round number 1.
Now batting number 25, Emmy Wells.
And because Schwartz is now in the circle, Cameron Chard now at first base for Minnesota. Well, here's Emmy Wells. Ropes one foul.
Emmy Wells likes those inside pitches. She's definitely a pole hitter. Her earlier hit in the game, though, she did go outside, so she really worked on that. Coach Healy said she was all pole last year and then worked so hard on working on that outside half and being able to drive that as well.
Well, she pulled one pretty far on Saturday. Took one over the fence and one of Wisconsin's 3 home runs in the first 2 games. Big part of their Game 1 win. They took the series against their rivals and now battling it out, hoping to get the sweep.
Good discipline by Wells. Sometimes when you're an inside pole hitter and you see that inside pitch coming, it's hard to lay off it. She needs to find something she can drive here.
It's a 3-1 count. And there's that off speed from Schwartz in for a strike.
Boy, it's really hard to time that up as a hitter, especially when she comes with 2 different speeds on that. Key is to stay still as long as you possibly can. Recognize that it's changeup and just try to stay on it as long as you can.
And she gets the strikeout with it. Wells can't time it, and Schwartz has got her first strikeout of the game.
How difficult it is to time this pitch up. It's such a really good changeup. Wells' eyes is on it the whole time, but she just can't stop that bat from swinging.
I think she knew it was a great pitch, too. With 2 outs, here's Kuffel.
Now, if you can have discipline as a hitter when you're facing a pitcher like this who has a really good changeup, if you can have the discipline to pick a speed and say, I'm going to only hit change or I'm only going to hit fast and stick to that plan, then you could be successful. But that's so hard to do as a hitter.
Kuffel 0 for 1 in the day, struck out back in the second, and now sits at a 3-0 count. After the strikeout, 4 straight balls, and Kuffel standing at first with 2 outs. And here's Ellie Hubbard. You may remember we had some confusion earlier in the game. She had the single in her last at-bat, and then a pinch runner came in for her. However, they forgot to re-enter her when she made that play.
So the play does not count because she was not re-entered. So now we finally cleared that up. I feel like we can move on.
We spent a lot of time trying to figure that out, and that was probably a really good catch by Minnesota to realize that too. They were probably just waiting for Hubbard to make a play. And now she has an opportunity here with a runner on and 2 outs. And that's something that Coach Piper Ritter said, we need to be able to get that 3rd out. So many teams have scored all their runs on us with 2 outs, and you see her take a moment here because she knows Wisconsin can't start a rally here with 2 outs.
I think this is a good time for Ritter to come out and talk to Schwartz and calm her down. You don't want to get ahead of yourself. You want to stay in the moment. And like Coach Ritter has been saying, sometimes Minnesota makes the moment too big. And, just a good little reminder to Schwartz, hey, listen, control the controllables. It's 1 pitch at a time. You can't get ahead of yourself.
sits at a 2-1 count to Hubbard. There's that off speed again, gets the swing and a miss. Back into this count. Two, just misses on the outside corner, full count.
I think right now Schwartz should come back with that changeup if she's got the confidence to get it over. She has to trust her stuff right now because that would be clutch.
The payoff, how's it off herself? Hubbard scoring one of Wisconsin's 2 runs in this game. They'll do it again. Schwartz settles in and gets the big strikeout. Minnesota hangs another 0 on the board.
Hey, Badger fans, I need you to put your hands.
Minnesota with a 7-2 lead in the top of the 5th, and we are excited to be joined by Gopher head coach Piper Ritter. And coach, we saw Sydney Schwartz go back into the circle for your team. We saw her get in a little trouble. You went out there to settle her down. What did you tell her in that moment?
She was just over pitching her pitches. She tends to do that, and it's just she made it bigger than it was and tried too hard to throw her pitches to the spots. And I just told her she had to pitch loose because that's when she throws the best.
Coach, you're getting a lot of production from your entire lineup. What adjustments did your hitters make today?
They're seeing the ball. I mean, I don't think we make one adjustment except for just they're going to try to get us out and they're going to change the pitches and locations, and we just have to make the adjustments with them and just hitting ahead. I mean, swinging the bat ahead when the ball's over the plate.
Awesome. Well, appreciate your time. Thanks so much, coach. Best of luck.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you.
Getting a lot of production from top to bottom from this Minnesota lineup, looking to snap their 5-game losing streak. Get just their 2nd road win of the season. See another defensive switch here for Wisconsin. Hannah Conger now in at 2nd base. Keeping us on our toes with all the switches here in the infield.
They're really shaking it up, both teams.
And here's Fauci in the circle. The freshman is the 3rd Badger pitcher we have seen in this game. Came in relief of Jacobson in the 4th inning, got 2 outs right away to get out of the jam. At 7-8-9, due up for Minnesota as Cosgrove looks at a strike, 1-1. 1 for 2 on the day, had a single back in the 3rd. That one lined right into the glove of Blomberg at 3rd.
You're going to see a lot of hits to the left side from the righties going off of Felci. She's coming in with that curve and that drop as a lefty going on the inside, right on their hands. A lot of action over there today.
Especially with a little bit more speed from Felci, turning on the inside pitches. Left side's got to be ready. There's that inside pitch for a strike to Werner. And you see Blomberg at 3rd, Hubbard at short. Holding down the left side for the Badgers. And the off speed, 0-2.
Nice changeup. That's the first one she's thrown since she's been in, and that's good to show that she has that. Just to keep it in the back of those hitters' minds.
There was a noticeable difference velocity-wise on those 2 pitches. Trying to go back to it there, 1-2. With the strikeout, has retired all 4 batters she has seen.
This pitch is so dirty to right-handed hitters. It's coming from the left side. It's spinning, it's dropping, it's coming at you. It's hard to keep your hands inside of that pitch. Warner just swings right over top of it.
Well, with 2 outs, here's Tinley Easton, the freshman, has been having herself a day at the plate. 2 for 2, has scored twice. She led off the 3rd and 4th innings with a single. Started both of those rallies. Right back into the glove of Felci. Oh, the freshman with some quick work of the Gophers. Badgers will grab the bats when we come back. Here's a look at today's State of Success, brought to you by State Farm. And Wisconsin winning games 1 and 2 in the series. It is now the first series against Minnesota they have won at home since 2012. This series really has been favoring the Gophers as they won the last 9 meetings prior to this weekend.
Battle of the border. These two teams, they do bring out the best in each other too. That's something that Coach Healy was talking about. It's like it's always the best competition because they're so close. A lot of the players know each other.
It looks like something is under review, but yeah, when we were talking with Coach Healy, she said both those games were pretty close games. Minnesota really had some fight at the end, but she was really proud of how prepared her team was.
Absolutely, and she knows that Minnesota is not a team that you can roll over.
Well, this is what we're taking a look at. Did the ball hit her toe? And honestly, her front foot is really blocking the view here.
It looks like it redirects almost. So it could, yeah, it looks like it did go off at that toe. I don't understand why Coach Healy would come out unless the batter said, you know, that, hey, that hit me on the toe. You know, so it is worth at least asking and getting that second look.
So they are saying a hit by pitch. Coach Healy was pumped up after that one.
Take it any way you can get it, you know. And that's great that they have the opportunity now to have the replay, that they can question those types of calls, things like that, you know, where it's really hard to see in full speed. If you can slow it down and get a different angle, it just keeps the game honest.
You said they'll take it any way they can, as that's a fair ball. Actually, it's foul.
Replay?
Just left of the foul line. Wisconsin was ready for that. At the leadoff aboard for Olivia Bark. Back to the top of the lineup for the Badgers. Schwartz fires back a strike 0-2. Well, here's another look.
Boy, that just got under her glove and did go foul.
I thought she touched it too, but
yeah, right under
just
it.
got underneath it. Well, Bark looking to make something happen here. High fly ball in the gap, and it's gone. I think she'll take that hit over what we just saw. Bark goes yard for the 2-run blast. Wisconsin's back in this game.
Olivia Bark just lines this ball up, squares it up, stays on it, drives it hard right back up the middle where it came from, giving her team 2 more runs. What a blast. She's having a blast.
Bark, the leadoff for this Badger team. That is just her 2nd home run of the season. Hugs all around for the Badgers. Cut the deficit to 3 here in the bottom of the 5th inning. So now you think about it, you're happy with that review of the hit by pitch and get an extra run in?
Absolutely, absolutely. You're happy the third baseman didn't get a glove on that ball, that pulled foul ball. Gotta love this game.
Well, here's Molly Schlosser. Slashes with a foul. Flew out to left field in her first at bat. Put down the sacrifice bunt in the fourth. Swing and a miss on the off-speed.
Great pitch by Schwartz. That'll slow things down a little bit.
Lays off of it this time. Schlosser is a player with a really cool story. Her dad was actually committed to play baseball at Wisconsin right before the program got cut. So it was always her dream to come play here. She committed as a walk-on, earned herself a scholarship. She ropes another one foul. But really a place for a homegrown kid means a lot to play for Wisconsin. 2-2 count. On the outside corner, Schlosser gets rung up.
Woo, that's a tough pitch for Schlosser, but look at, I think I'm taking that one too, because that is way outside. It was spinning, so I'm gonna give it that maybe it just touched the edge of that plate as it kept spinning away. That's a tough call.
Good help from Kraft behind the plate as well. That is the third strikeout for Schwartz. On the ground is short. Tobias down number 2. So 2 outs, here's Kendra Lewis. The rookie leading the way offensively for the Badgers. Hitting .411 coming into this game. Freshman out of Milan, Illinois. Coach shared with us that she won a state championship 3 years in a row. As a two-way player for her high school, her freshman, sophomore, and junior season. On the ground, Tobias with back-to-back outs. Enzi inning for the Badgers. A second home run of the season for Olivia Bark, trying to get Wisconsin back in this game. Taking a look at how we got here, top of the 6th inning. Minnesota out in front, and their offense got started quick. Breezy Burnett with the grand slam. Pitcher Sydney Schwartz coming up big, but the response from Wisconsin, Olivia Bark, we just saw her 2-run shot. And then the freshman in the circle for Wisconsin has been effective so far, retiring the last 5 batters she has seen. We have seen a lot in this game so far, and we still got about 2 more innings to go. Back to the top of the lineup. 1, 2, 3 due up for Minnesota. Was able to strike first. Game 3 of the series. The border battle. It's been an off season for the Gophers. Just 3 wins in Big Ten play. They started the year going 2 for 2 in conference play. They played 4 games in OKC, but since then they have gone 1 in 13 in Big Ten competition.
You know, I think in that stretch it's really difficult as a coach to keep your team motivated, but I think that Coach Ritter does such a good job of sticking to the facts. Like, she's a facts only kind of girl, and the goal is to get a little bit better today, and that's it. And I think when you do that, that they'll continue to motivate themselves, because you're just going to focus on how are we going to get better. Let's not worry about what has happened. And you see that today. They're still playing with this energy and this fire. And really, you know, they've dropped a lot of close games lately. That's hard to bounce back from.
A lot of close games, and doing it against some of the best in the Big Ten. They had back-to-back games against Oregon where they lost 5-4. Coach said in those games they were just playing free. They had no expectations going up against the top team of the conference. And it showed. Close games, they just weren't able to finish. You saw a lot of great Big Ten competition this past weekend. Oregon battling it out with UCLA, Indiana, Nebraska. Wisconsin now looking to solidify a spot in the Big Ten tournament. Right now, sitting at 9th in the conference standings, the top 12 teams earning a spot in the tournament. And only one conference series left on the schedule for both these teams. 3-2 count to Tobias, lays off in the dirt. That's the first base runner to reach off of Felci. As you take a look at the standings, like we said, off year for Minnesota at 3-15, but Wisconsin, winners of 8 of their last 9 games, now sit 10-8 in conference play. Looking to solidify a spot in that Big Ten tournament. You see Oregon and UCLA, the top 2 teams battled it out this weekend. Oregon coming away with some big wins. So you see Mike Roberts coming in the circle, and that will do it. The end of the day for Felci. The freshman really effective in the circle. And again, Wisconsin with their bullpen. Molly Jacobson, second in innings.